Okay, now that we've got a better understanding of how the door latch works, if you snake your way back up in here, you can see the start of the door linkage, and if you follow it down, you can see the piece of the linkage that has the all thread on it with the nylon lock nut, and that's what we're going to adjust. And then based on your door symptoms, whether it's you having to push on the door a little bit and then pull on the outer door handle to get the door to pop open, what's happening is that nut is working its way up the piece of all thread a little bit. So we just need to turn that nut clockwise, and we're going to bring that back down. We're going to do as little adjustment increments as possible, probably less than a quarter of a turn. And then we're going to check the cycle of the door each time. What we don't want to do is push it too far down and then not be able to get the door handle open. And basically what we're aiming for is just a little bit of play in between that nylon lock nut and then the platform. So with this thing in the unlocked position, if you look in here, you can see that there's a little bit of play. It's actually a little bit too much. What we're shooting for is a little bit more than an eighth of an inch. And what happens is if you adjust this too tightly, you don't give this enough play, and then the door won't open again after you lock it. So we've got to be very precise about this. So if you take your tool and make sure you've got it butted up on here square, because the bottom face of this is rounded and tapered, so it'll want to slip on you. So just a couple turns at a time, or a couple increments at a time. Just work this wrench around. And you can flip it over to get to the hex faces a little bit easier and make this thing square. Keep adjusting that. Once you get 2 or 3 small incremental turns, you can grab the door panel, put it back on. Now as a fail-safe, we've already got the door panel off, so roll that window down. That way, in case we cycle the door and it decides to not open again, we can peel the door panel back and we can still get to that latch. So, mock your door panel up here. We're going to shut the door. Look inside, let's make sure that the door's unlocked. We can see that the red sticker is facing out, so it is in fact unlocked. And we're just going to open this with as little effort as possible. And it seems to be opening pretty smoothly. Now the real test on this is to lock the door. Cycle the door inside and out. And this is going to reset that latch. And this is where the fine adjustment comes into play. So ensure that both are locked. Unlock that door again. And then make sure that you can still open it. And you can play with this adjustment pretty much to your discretion at where you feel a pretty solid OEM style door pull where it's pretty effortless and you don't have to really jam your fingers in here to get any leverage on the door handle. It just opens pretty effortlessly.